fought them both. Like, what are the differences between them?
Canelo's strong and he's easily hit. Very easily hit, very easily. Yeah. Compared to when I fought against Crawford, I couldn't even hit clean. Yeah. So really, that's the difference. And they both hit hard.
When you say, I want Canelo, is there anybody in the camp that would say, you're not ready for this?
That's a big boy. He's strong. That's a conversation. It's not just, oh, man, you will whoop his ass.
Like, yes, man, type stuff.
I'm not worried about Canelo. I'm not thinking about Canelo. I'm just focused on Israel Magomedov.
In a small way, is this a stepping stone to your dream fight?
I don't look at fights as stepping stones. It's about now.
Boxing fans have long been very divided on the idea of a fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, even though Canelo is the best boxer in many weight classes. Mexican superstars see Crawford as a threat because of his unique style, great speed, and ability to change up his game against any opponent. Crawford has already shown that he can beat some of the best boxers in the world.
Your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can't put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion, something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as number one.
Most people think that Terence Crawford, who is better known as Bud, is one of the best fighters in the world pound for pound. He is a tough opponent because he is technically skilled, can play many styles, and is versatile. Crawford has an amazing professional record of 4,100 wins and 0 losses, showing that he is the best boxer in the welterweight class.
5 fighters right now in boxing. That's your top 5 right now in boxing, not your the top 5 in boxing right now. Right now.
Champions or just anybody?
Top 5 right
anybody.
now.
Shakur #1, hands down. Tank, he up there. Canelo, Inoue, Tyson Fury.
Canelo Alvarez, on the other hand, has a 60-22 record as a professional boxer and is the best super middleweight boxer. It has been shown that Canelo can fight at higher weights. His strength, speed, and knowledge make him a tough opponent for anyone.
Listen, Canelo needs to understand he's a different fighter now. The deterioration is there. He's not the same guy. He's not that destroyer who's looking for knockouts early and keeps a pace and a pressure on you. He throws 30 punches around. You're not the same guy. So telling everyone you're going to knock them out and then going into, 6 decisions in a row now? Scores a knockdown every time, power's still there. The problem is the pace and the ability to carry on and push. That's the real difference, and that comes with age. He's 34 going on 45 at this, as far as I'm concerned. He's got a ton of fights, been around for a long time, doesn't have that same desire, the same drive to take the chances against these younger, bigger guys, because he is fighting younger, bigger guys.
When he Canelo and he was like standing right in front of Canelo and Canelo's just whiffing, it was a life lesson. And then you look at how good Canelo's head movement got after that fight when he realized it. I mean, my God, when he Danny Jacobs and Canelo's just standing right in front of him, bobbing. That's all what he learned from fighting Floyd.
Canelo has beaten some of the best boxers in history, and the fact that he can fight in different weight classes shows how versatile and skilled he is. Canelo's strength, especially in the super middleweight class, plays a big role in his supremacy. He is a dangerous opponent because he can throw deadly punches and block incoming shots.
You fought Floyd Mayweather at what? Were you 23?
23.
That's so fucking young.
Yeah.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I try to beat him because, you know, if you beat him, you want to be the best in the world at 23.
What do you think was so impressive about him?
His experience, he's so smart. He have everything in a fighter, a complete fighter. He don't have power in the punches, but when you that kind of fighter, you don't need it.
Do you think that was the toughest fight you faced?
No.
What do you think?
I think I tough fights and difficult fights. That was a difficult fight.
Canelo is beating these guys with all 5 layers of defense. Number 1, feet. Number 2, elbows, hands, shoulders, and the mind. This is exactly how both of those guys got to the highest level of boxing supremacy. Canelo Alvarez means to the Mexican fans what Floyd Money Mayweather meant for black people. 50 wins in boxing, no losses, no draws.
In addition to his power, Canelo's agility and intelligence separated him. His head movement, defensive skills, and precise counterpunching make him a well-rounded striker. Canelo's experience fighting against elite-level opponents has improved his ability to react and strategize in the ring. His recent victory over Edgar Berlanga in the super middleweight division cemented his place as a top-tier fighter.
I'll say he is the hardest, for sure. One of the fighters that hit very hard was Angulo. You know, he's a Cuban guy and he punched very hard too. So I'll say both of them are like the same, but you know, with Canelo, I was just mentally ready for his shots. You know, I already told myself, I know I'm gonna get hit. I know I'm gonna get hit on my chin, but it's, you know, I gotta bite down on my mouthpiece and push. You know, and look what happened in the third round. I got hit with a left hook. We'd be practicing in camp the whole time, you know, keeping my right hand to my chin. And I wound up just moving and he connected right on my chin. And you see how I punched my glove, you know, that's like a thing for me when my last time when I got dropped, I was punching my gloves. I'm like, damn, I got hit with a shot. I'm not supposed to be on the floor. But, you know, it comes with boxing. You know, the greats done got dropped, you know, got hurt. But it's about how you come back and respond.
Of the world, Mexico versus Puerto Rico, Saul Canelo Alvarez versus the chosen one, Edgar Berlanga.
Edgar Berlanga has voiced his thoughts on a prospective Canelo-Terence Crawford fight. Berlanga stressed the unpredictable nature of boxing, saying that anything can happen in the ring. He commended Crawford's skill set and ring knowledge, saying that his abilities allow him to compete with anyone and possibly outperform his opponents. However, Berlanga claimed that Canelo's only advantage is his stature and weight advantage could play a crucial role in the contest.
Good friend, my brother, Terence Crawford, wants to fight Canelo. Yeah. Just from your expert opinion, knowing how Canelo fights, what he's like in the ring, I know you haven't been in the ring with Terence, but what do you think of that fight?
I truly believe, that, anything can happen in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that, is his weight. Yeah. And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better, you know what I'm saying? But, Crawford is a legend.
Former world champion Demetrius Andrade thinks that, while Crawford is an excellent fighter, Canelo's stature and experience in higher weight classes give him an edge. Andrade believes that Crawford will struggle to match Canelo's power and agility.
So there's talk too of like Canelo and Crawford, like you're mentioning that you feel like David's just too big, too young, just too much overall. Like, is that kind of the same thing with the Crawford and Canelo because of the weight classes, the weight between them?
Yeah, I believe so. Listen, I love Crawford. He's a good friend. We reach out to each other. We've been travel the world through the amateur program. He see me beat people up. I see him beat people up. He see me get beat up. I got beat up. We both, whatever. Everybody.
David Benavidez, another top contender, had a similar opinion. Benavidez praised Crawford's technique, but questioned whether his power translates to higher weight classes. He thinks Crawford will need to move up to weight categories to face Canelo, which may be a huge obstacle.
I mean, I can't really say nothing about that. If that's what he wants to do, then that's what he's going to do. Canelo is a man that he does anything he wants to do. I don't think really what people say affects him. But I feel like the people, they want to see David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez. It's the biggest fight to make happen, and I feel like I'm the biggest threat to him.
Benavidez feels Crawford would have to go up to weight classes to face Canelo, and he highlighted the necessity of weight division respect, despite Crawford's particular skills. Benavidez gave Canelo the edge in a hypothetical battle, emphasizing the difficulties that come with moving up in weight. Benavidez has long been a contender in the 147 PBS division, and while he is considered a possible threat to Canelo, a fight between the two has yet to materialize.
You want to fight Canelo Alvarez?
Payday. I'm the face of boxing.
Crawford wanted a payday, but Crawford didn't do good at 54. When I talk to people, they all tell me you would have knocked him out at 68.
Well, he knows now. He experimented the 154, and he knows. Maybe he do in 168 for a big check.
Moving up to weight classes would be one of Crawford's most difficult tasks. Canelo Crawford dropped to 154 pounds for his last bout and beat Israel Madrimov by decision. But the step to super middleweight would necessitate him to face even bigger and tougher opponents.
Crawford, I see he wants to fight. He's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
Everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better. No, Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He's a good fighter, but like I say, he's a weight classes for a reason. I'm focused 100% on Berlanga, and you never know what happened.
Despite the hurdles, Crawford's agility and adaptability could be vital in the fight. His ability to vary stances and successfully use both hands makes him unpredictable and difficult to counter. Crawford's footwork and ring IQ are also exceptional, allowing him to control the pace and breadth of the fight.
I like Terrence's walk.
Oh, incredible.
It was fire.
Right, yeah, especially being to the fight, no one knew who really was going to win. And you can see the confidence. I don't think real confidence you can fake.
Canelo's power and experience in higher weight classes should not be disregarded. His ability to withstand strikes and deliver powerful counter punches makes him a dangerous opponent. Canelo's agility and movement in the ring add to his overall fighting style.
Look up the definition of boxing. Please, look up the definition of boxing. The martial arts of boxing, and then come back with your opinion. Because boxing is not all about knocking somebody out. Yes, that's part of it. That can happen, but boxing is a sport where you can outpoint somebody too. That's why they go to the scorecard.
I appreciate that take, bro. That's real educated, man, real thoughtful. But you ain't had a decision win in a long time, bro. You known for like being a great finisher. So I appreciate that, but that ain't how you moving.
Crawford, who had recently moved up to 154 pounds, won the WBO interim super welterweight title, but looked to lack the power he had at 147 pounds.
This for all the nut huggers, the bud nut huggers, the bud butt buddies. You see that? You see that? We see that. You understand me? You see what that say? Jamel Charlo what is the WBA junior middleweight champion in recess. Jamel Charlo is the WBC junior middleweight champion in recess. Nah, man. Virgil Ortiz Jr. is the WBC intern junior middleweight champion. Nah, man. So make it make sense. People gotta make it make sense. Charlo's still a big dog there. Yeah, that's my camera behind me. Charlo's still a big dog there. So a lot of people need to get their facts straight. Understand? Opinions don't matter. It's all facts. No opinions. Sport podcast. And I'm always gonna bring you the real, never the fake. And I'm never late on the news. You hear me? Get at me, man. Dollar.
What's up, everybody? I want to give a big shout out to Snack for always supporting and helping me out with this previous fight. Snack strong, baby.
However, moving up to super middleweight to face Canelo would be a big step. The hurdles of this move include changing to the greater power and toughness of opponents in the higher weight bracket, despite Crawford's superb technique and skill. Questions linger about whether his strength and stamina will translate well to super middleweight.
Be great. That'll be 3 times. If you go 154 and win the belt, that's 3 times super. Then I said, chase super greatness. Come on, Canelo. 160.
Well, if he can get in there with Charlo in like his next 2 fights where he still got age on his side, then maybe go up again. Like if he's trying to chase the greatness. But I mean, he already done something that's never been done.
If the bout were to happen, Crawford's versatility would be important. His ability to swap stances, change his game strategy on the fly, and outmaneuver opponents may give him an edge in the early stages. Crawford's defensive abilities and ring IQ would be important in avoiding Canelo's big punches and preparing for his own responses.
I saw the multi-layeredness, if you will, if I'm allowed to use that term, of Terence Crawford that he'd been forced to develop throughout his entire career. And one thing I saw about him was that he had the ability to adjust and to think to get himself past any styles. He's been forced to do that through a slew of opponents. So we can talk about some of the opponents that helped him develop that style.
If this fight goes ahead, it could be one of the most exciting matchups in recent boxing history. Both boxers are undeniable champions in their respective divisions, with opposing styles and compelling personalities that have captivated fans worldwide.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect to Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford. There's nobody else. You got to show me that you can beat him.
While Crawford's technical skills and adaptability make him a formidable opponent, the difficulty of jumping up to weight classes and confronting Canelo's power and experience should not be underestimated. Analysts and previous champions believe Canelo has an advantage because to his stature and expertise at higher weight classes. But Crawford's versatility and ring IQ may make for an intriguing and tough fight.
Just a few weeks ago, you heard what Terence "Bud" Crawford had to say on why he wants to take on Saul Canelo Alvarez.
I just want the opportunity, you know, to fight the best fighter in my generation that's out there. You know, he's the most accomplished fighter, and I would just, you know, just like to, you know, fight another great.
Which is a very noble reason. I mean, it's a reason that I can get behind. If you notice, his primary reason isn't money. He did say it'd be the biggest fight, which, you know, you do want a big fight, but I don't think he meant monetarily, which the money comes, okay? But what he's saying is he want to test himself versus the best. And I think he's telling the truth here, right? Of course he wants big money and stuff like that, but I think his swan song is just him testing himself up against the very best. Those are the reasons the war room can get.
What are your thoughts on the potential matchup? Do you think Crawford can overcome the obstacle and defeat Canelo?